Let us welcome our special guest for today, gracing us in Rockford with Senator Steve Sullivan here and Alderman Bonnie, the one and the only Illinois State Poet Laureate, Mr. Mark Turcotte.
That's all you got? Yeah. Dr. Cole got a hold of me, sent me some video. I mean, you know how Dr. Cole is. You know Dr. Cole better than I do. And I've been around a long time. I'm not easily swayed, but Dr. Cole swayed me like this, like a tree in the wind, and here I am. And I think it's really special, and I'm proud to say that this is my first sort of inaugural reading outside of the Chicago area, out in the state of Illinois, which is one of my obligations and goals, as the Laureate. And it's nice that we're starting up here up north from Rockford in January. We're going to be in Galena. I keep saying we now as if I have an entourage. I don't have an entourage. I need one. Some people think I'm an entourage all by myself. But I'm working on that. But I'm really glad to be here. Dr. Cole's a whirlwind. Happy birthday, Dr. Cole. Happy anniversary to you, Ms. C. One of the reasons when Dr. Cole got a hold of me and I saw some of the videos and things, saw the wonderful things that you were doing, is because it reminded me so much of the legacy left by Gwendolyn Brooks, the amazing Gwendolyn Brooks, who I was lucky to be able to call a friend when I met her in the 90s, and she handed me 5 $100 bills when I won the first ever Gwendolyn Brooks Open Mic Poetry Award, which was a big deal for me. I had just sort of come to Chicago and dived into the scene and the literary scene in the city. And that's an amazing legacy that she had, that I was blessed to be part of. The first time, I just read a couple weekends ago at the Illinois Gwendolyn Brooks Youth Poetry Awards. You mentioned the award that Trinity got from that organization. I know I had to do a little speaking thing. I'm going to read a little poem that I wrote for that. But the first time I spoke at that was in 1995, when Ms. Brooks told me, "Mark, you got 5 minutes to inspire some kids." And I said, "Okay, what should I wear?" And she said, "You got 5 minutes to inspire some kids." And I'm notoriously frumpy, notoriously frumpy. But now I've got how many minutes to inspire some kids, right? But you've been inspiring me, and actually everything that's going on ahead of me, before me tonight, this afternoon, is about what I was going to talk about. So it fits in perfect. So if you can tolerate it, there was going to be water. Can I steal this water? It's there. Yes. Oh. When I was presented as the new poet laureate, the first thing I did on stage with the governor and his wife and the whole team is I opened a bottle of water, spilled it in my lap in front of the cameras. Anyway, that's just the way things go from here. As a proud member of the Turtle Mountain Band of Anishinaabe Ojibwe people from Chippewa Reservation in North Dakota, Turtle Mountain Chippewa Reservation in North Dakota, I have a certain obligation to say that about myself. And I also thought this would be a perfect occasion for me to, in my own way of performing representing my own nativeness, to honor a couple people with some poems. Okay? For me, poetry sort of began with this act of being a kid on the reservation and at night looking out of the window at the world that was happening at night. And this poem is called Flies Buzzing because it's about the daytime and all the flies are buzzing, and as the night, sinks in, the flies quiet down and all the night insects start singing, right? As a child, I danced to the heartful, savage rhythms of the native, the American Indian, in the Turtle Mountains, in the round hall, in the greasy light of kerosene lamps. As a child, I danced among the long, jangled legs of the men, down beside the whispering, moccasin women in close circles around the old ones who sat at the drum, their heads tossed, backs arched in ancient prayer. As a child, I danced away from the fist. I danced toward the rhythms of life. I danced into dreams, into the sound of flies buzzing. A deer advancing but clinging to the forest wall. The old red woman rocking in her tattered shawl. The young women already bent, their backs bent to the hunger of their young, and the heat hanging heavy on the tips of our tongues until the sun burned the sky black and the moon made us all silvery blue. And all of the night sounds folded together with the buzzing still in our heads, becoming a chant of ghosts, of Crazy Horse and Wovoka and all the endless others, snaking through the weaving through the trees like beams of ribbons of light, singing, we shall live again, we shall live, until the sun and the sun and the sun, and I awakened, still a child, still dancing for the rhythms of life. Thanks. Along the line of honoring, this poem is for my mother. And being native, you know, sometimes we operate in America in kind of an awkward space where people treat us kind of like in an exotic way a little bit, you know, when they encounter us. And this poem has inspired some reactions from people who aren't really listening close, who will sometimes say to me, they're at my reading, they'll say, oh, are you going to read that poem about Mother Earth? You know, because they think, you know, native, Mother Earth, all that stuff, right? Which is there, but it's not in this poem at all. This is about my mothers. And Earth is one of my mothers, you know. But the phrase Mother Earth is never in this poem. But if it seems like they're going to buy a book, I'll go, oh yeah. Yeah, I'm going to read that poem. Just for you, I'm going to read that poem. And maybe you'll listen this time. So this is called Sky Breathes Sky. Earth, woman, I am made of you, the strong clay of you that builds my bones, the soft clay, the milk of you that falls in light from my eyes. Earth, woman, your river rushes blood in my hands, rushes through me, filling me. Your sky breathes of me. Your fire lives on my voice and whispers. Earth, woman, the wind of you sighs, rises in my soul. The skin of you feathers my heart. The bird in my chest that sings at the scent and the sight of you. Earth, woman, I am blessed, made of you. This is for Dorothea, who at 94 left us in 2011. And she's always missed. This one quickly, I'm going to read from my native elder, and then we'll just do one quick poem after that. There was a poet in Chicago named Ed Two Rivers. When I first came into the scene, he was welcoming me, and welcoming me in as a new voice, a new native voice in Chicago. And he was from Canada originally, but his name is Ed Two Rivers. So this is called Brother River Dreams, and it's about his journey into America. In ripples becoming waves, unyielding, he unchanging, he flowed down. From the woodlands and the marshes of northwest Ontario, Brother River dreamed and knifed his hungry way into the fat and fleshy heart of the places where America was sleeping. Brother River dreamed to glide the barren highway, city to city, and with his silvery, untamed teeth, he ripped into the infested skins of all those factories and machine shops, with his untamed teeth into the blistered skins of the jails and the bars, with his untamed teeth into the rotting skins of the infested schoolyards, the places where America was sleeping. Brother River dreams, and he washed down the canyons of Chicago, splashed through the alleys with the laughter of his rice-gathering people, flooded the unforgiven streets with the blood and cries of Anishinaabe ghosts, all drowning and drowning the places where America is sleeping. The Brother River dreams. He spoke the fire within our veins. He dreamed, he walked, so we remain, and his blood never forgets the shame. So sleep on, America, because we are awake, we are rising, while our Brother River dreams. Thanks, everybody. So I mentioned that I had to write a poem for the the Gwendolyn Brooks Youth Poetry Awards, and the outgoing laureate, dear Angela Jackson, was, for 4 years, poet laureate, and, before me. So I felt like I had to write a poem not only to the youth poets, but also to mention Angela and how they were inspired by Angela for 4 years, because she would always speak at the awards. So this is called Dear Youth Poets, Dear Angela, too, intended for these young poets. And all the young poets, singers, musicians, performers in this room.
Yes.
Dear youth poets, dear Angela, too. Dear poets of youth, poets of silky ardor, of laughter and vigor, dear poets with songs in your glances, stars in your smiles. I can see and hear that you've been seeing and hearing, watching and listening, learning from dear, dear Angela, our dear Laureate Jackson, following her poet footsteps, her laureate legacy, her firm and happy advice to make poems from your world, your people, places and things, from your streets and dreams, your fields of vision, from the sound of clouds in your sky and the taste of sunlight on your teeth. Poems from the scabs and the tears, poems from bravado and fear, make poems like dear, dear Angela showed and shows us all to do. Dear youth poets, keep making poems from your everything. That's for Angela. And before we mention salach, I just want to say this as quickly as I can, without blowing too much smoke in your ears. It's an old expression. I want to say this to everybody here. And I want you to remember, as a Native person, I have to have an awareness of this ongoing story that has been happening on this land before any of us got here. Right? So congratulations to everyone here today. All of you, to our performers and those behind the scenes, to the parents and families and everyone in the audience, to Dr. and Ms. Cole, congratulations on your 44th anniversary. Congratulations to you for being part of this celebration of light and the celebration of reaching toward the better and best parts of ourselves and each other. The world sometimes seems like it doesn't want us to be our best, to pursue our dreams and ambitions and our beliefs in ourselves. But that is what all of you, especially these amazing young people in this room, are doing here today. And we are offering space and praise for them to reach and express the best part of their spirits, human and beyond. As a Native person, Ojibwe, Anishinaabe person, I need to mention that many original voices have sounded across this land for many generations. Those voices have told stories, have lifted in song and poetry, have expressed the hopes and dreams of people long since gone, but since the very beginnings. And I want to thank all of you, all of us, for adding our voices to all of those voices down through history. We all now are part of a very old and dignified story, and we are all now part of each other's story too. I'm pleased to be part of your story, pleased for you to be part of my story. Thank you very much for inviting me, Dr. Cole and your team. Thanks.
Wow, that's fantastic.